from New York, it's Ask This Engineer.
Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Ask the Engineer. It's me, Lady Ada, the engineer. With me is Mr. Lady Ada, and we're here in the engineering playhouse of our dreams, Adafruit Industries.
The #1 manufacturing company in Manhattan, according to many publications.
That's true.
Some respectable.
You'll even see some pictures of machines that will prove that they exist. They're behind us. We got an exciting show for tonight. We had an epic show and tell.
Full house.
We got tons of news, videos, all sorts of good stuff's coming in.
Yeah.
It's going to be a ride of joy and wonder. So let's kick it off.
Okay, on tonight's show, the code is Real Rosy, 10% off the Adafruit store, all the way up to 11:59 p.m. Everything except for AdaBox and gift certificates. It supports us, an open source hardware company. This is just some of us. These are the people who write the code, ship the packages, run the machines, do all this stuff. We are loan free, venture free. We'll keep doing this as long as once in a while some of y'all buy something. But, you know, use the code, save some bucks. Show and tell people around the world showing and sharing their projects. A lot of them. Lady Ada will talk about those and more.
I will.
Back in the mailbag, I'll stop by, read your letters to us. Time travel, back in the world of makers, hackers, artists, and engineers, current events, and more. Made in New York City factory footage, and boy, do we have some treats this week. 3D printing, Noah and Pedro, printing up a bunch of stuff and more. We've got some new products. We'll answer your questions, but you're probably wondering, where can I ask these questions? You can do it in adafruit.it/discord. That's where all the questions are. We're going to show some top secret stuff. Ooh. Trivia question where we give away something, all that and more on, you guessed it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nothing's changed. It's still Ask an Engineer.
Nothing has changed.
Okay.
In the last 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's pay some bills. Code's
Okay.
Real Rosy. We'll talk about why the code is Real Rosy later. 10% in Adafruit store up to 11:59 p.m. Lady Ada, there is free stuff. When people add stuff to their cart, they can get free stuff. What do they get?
You order $99 or more, you get a free half-size permanent proto breadboard PCB. Great for taking your projects and making them permanent. $200 or more, you get free UPS ground shipping in the continental US. It's good, clean, trackable, reliable.
Won't hurt your feelings.
Won't hurt your feelings. Shipping. And then $299 or more, you'll get a free Circuit Playground Express. It's our leader in our leaderboard.
Yeah.
On the leaderboard. It's an electronic board that can run Arduino, CircuitPython. You can use it with MakeCode, which we'll talk about very soon.
Yeah.
We have some cool demos and videos.
Yep.
It's all around the best way to learn electronics and programming.
Yep. Okay. We have a lot of shipping options. So if you're in the US, all 50 states for USPS right now, DHL internationally, sales through customs and more, and UPS international and ground. We've got all the options. And then if you want free shipping, Lydia just told you how to get that. Okay. If you're in Manhattan and you order before 11 a.m. and there's a zip code in Manhattan that we get it to you in time, we do it. So that's how you do it. Okay, Lady Ada, let's keep going. We have this weekly thing called Show and Tell. It's the best, sometimes 31 minutes of our lives, sometimes 25 minutes, but most of the time it's like 30 minutes. It's booked. People around the world showing and sharing their projects. Who's on the Show and Tell? What were they showing? What was happening?
Kick it off. Okay, we had JP showing off a Coinbox add-on that he laser cut and showing how to add it to your computer or your arcade box project. So that's last week's live stream guide coming up for that soon. Noah and Pedro had a 3D printing project this week where they made cookies, but very decorated cookies. They'll show how to use a 3D printer to make embossed cookies. Scott is working on CircuitPython 3.0, and he had a heap party. He showed a video with music by C. Grover showing the heap growing and shrinking and fragmenting and defragmenting on CircuitPython 3.0. JMK is all sorts of adventures. JMK Web, writing apps, went to glitch.me, which teaches HTML and stuff, and Node.js. Got some search tips on how to use Google. And then it has jmksearch.glitch.me, and has also gotten an RTC and SD card add-on for the Teeny Watch. So maybe next week there'll be some more watch upgrades.
You know what's great about JMK's projects and more that JMK does on the show? He's always looking to help people too. He's like, oh, here's a cool service, here's something I'm using, and here's how you can remix the code, and here's how others can do it. It's cool.
Very cool. Dannon and me and Audrey built some robots together. A tin can robot, that little robot friend that drives around. And Audrey made a tornado in a bottle. So like using two 2-liter bottles so you can see a tornado. It looks cool. You shake it.
Yep.
That's neat. Firebrand showed up. Firebrand makes lightsaber props and got some 3D metal parts. Sorry, got some metal parts online, but then 3D printed inserts and then made the electronics out of a teensy and some custom PCBs. So they have these custom lightsabers. And then he's also working on a Bluetooth-enabled one that uses our Bluefruit board and our app, so you can like have effects and different sounds and LEDs and like music and like all sorts of. It's like a party. I think there's a party mode, dance mode, club mode. That's neat. Bill Binko wanted to let us know Maker Day is coming up, but he actually took a break from working on AT stuff and hacked some LED light bulbs. So these LED light bulbs that can go into where fluorescents go. He took one apart and showed it. Kind of neat. It used like long strands of LEDs rather than having like a step-down converter. It actually just converts the AC DC directly and then drives the LEDs from AC power, basically, just like, basically just regulated. It's like 120 volts DC. And then just show that like how you can read the markings. You can see like 24 LEDs in a row. Kind of neat. And then he realized it fixed a NeoPixel strip perfectly into the slot. So he updated it to have a NeoPixel and like a teensy board, and they can like do cool effects, and it's like diffused and looks really nice. So you might be making a pointer out of it for like pointing at pictures and stuff. Isaac made a website that is a sound-powered GIF generator. It reads audio data from the microphone and then generates GIFs that matches the mood of the music you're in.
Yeah.
So check that out.
That's cool.
GB got a Commodore 64, so I'll be hacking that.
He said 64. I thought it was Nintendo, but just like it's Commodore 64.
What did I say? Did I say Nintendo?
No, that was, I guessed last week.
No, that's a Commodore 64.
Yeah.
64.
That would have been my second guess.
It's kilobytes. I think the Nintendo 64 was 64-bit.
Yeah.
Anyways. And doing some virtual CPU hacking, added some RAM, has 3 registers, doing some debugging. Will show us more virtual CPU hacking next week. Adam is working on the SEM and is getting some really annoying 91 megahertz high-frequency noise, which you can, if you zoom in to his scan. He said there's a public sync.
There's a public FM station.
He lives really close.
Blasting the airways.
50 kilowatt station.
Yeah.
Nearby, maybe even more.
Maybe he can ask them to turn it off for a few hours.
While he's when he's.
Yeah, you could say, hey, electron microscope working, maybe. That's
tough if you're close to these FM. I mean, they are. It's like the most.
Yeah. It's
like on purpose EMI, right?
Yeah.
So what are you gonna do? We can see the audio. Maybe you can turn it into a radio, play some music while he's semming. And then C-Scott. Oh, sorry. He also decapped a Sci-5 chip, so he played with some acid. And then C-Scott showed off his 8,000 part synthesizer. It's his Blade Runner machine.
Yeah.
It has kind of a.
It was great.
Vaporwave sound.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
This is his new Blade Runner machine, and he said soon, if someone wants him to build one, he can do it. He'll pay a bunch of money. It takes 3 months, but it's worth it.
But he's getting the parts documented, so this is happening.
Okay. All participants on the show and tell get an as seen on the show and tell sticker. Email support@adafruit.com, and we will send you out one. This is part of our Adafruit Live series of shows. I do want to mention something. So here's the thing. So Facebook, Google, Apple, Amazon, like we're not interesting to a lot of these companies. Like every follower, every person on Twitter, you name it, like they're not interested in STEM and ladies in tech, no matter what the press release says. So every person who like follows and sees stuff, that's earned, it's real, it's not like bots or anything.
Yeah.
So we're doing stuff so we have more people so we can share more stuff. So on Instagram, there's a new stories feature. We're doing, we do leaks on Discord and then in Instagram stories. So if you're on Instagram, just follow Adafruit so we can send stuff. Because we don't want to just put that in all the regular photos feed because it just gets noisy. This is stories so you can watch it. And we have like secret surprises and all that stuff. So it's on Instagram. It's stories. There's some fun new features. There's live stuff. The rumor is soon we might be able to broadcast our shows through Instagram. I've sent emails, but again, not interested in education and science and technology and engineering and math. They're interested in like Colgate brands and, you know, Paul Logan stuff or whatever.
Yeah.
Tide Pods.
Okay.
So follow it. John Park has a show.
Thanks.
Yeah. John Park has a show. This is the sped up version. This is from last week. JP did Star Wars, AT-AT lights, and music and sound. You can watch this on the YouTube channel. And then tomorrow, which is Thursday on JP's show, you'll be able to see his arcade button project. That's coming up tomorrow.
Fancy.
I'm going to play a little bit of this. This is Aaron's build video. So I'm not going to play the whole thing because the rest of it's coming. This is a preview of Aaron's video. Fast touch unicorn horn.
Unicorns.
Cut a red and black wire slightly longer than your unicorn horn. Test your LED with a coin cell battery, and be sure you know which leg is which. Solder a 50 ohm resistor to the...
So stay tuned for the chilling conclusion.
What will possibly happen?
Yeah, it'll be in the guide and our YouTube channel and more. Okay, so MakeCode stuff. This is a big deal. We've been doing stuff with MakeCode and Microsoft for a while, and
A year.
Yeah.
Almost exactly.
Yeah, and they are working with a lot of educators. And sometimes they'll go out and say, hey, how are you using this stuff and everything? This is a video. The video speaks for itself. This is one of the, we sent it out to our whole Adafruit team, and folks said, like, wow, like, teary-eyed.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah, so this is good.
Happening.
Yeah, this is good.
Yeah.
So
what's good?
Well,
this?
If you watch the news, not so good. But this isn't the news. This is good things happening and good people doing it. So
okay.
So check it out.
Okay.
So the education system as of now, I think, has its challenges. Lufkin is no different than any other school concerning those challenges. Most of us have gone through the same public schools with the same teachers who learn the same pathways and ways of teaching. And so we come into this system and we repeat the system. I learned quickly that school saw technology differently. They saw kids needed to type documents. They needed to be able to do a presentation. But it can't be all that we do because it's not real world. You already should be logged into your devices. As a part of the Young Scholars program, I designed an activity that is meant to be completely open-ended. The kids would take an empty white box and turn it into something else. We would teach the kids to code using the microcontrollers, the Circuit Playground Express, teach them how to not just code what they see on the device, but also connect motors and additional LEDs, whatever we could make connect to that thing and work, turn it into anything you want. What does that feel like to you? Freedom.
Compared to our other classes, it's like boom.
Technology companies like Microsoft have a much deeper role than making sure we have devices. I used to joke when one thought of Microsoft, we thought of Office products. Minecraft changed that conversation for many of us. And MakeCode didn't just connect us to this ease of learning to code and learning to be empowered to make things. Microsoft made it available so that it can be done on any device. That is important. If you're a tech director, go make something. Get your teachers to be makers and creators too. Do it with your students. Become a creator. Get back to that thing that makes you feel like you've invented the universe. For me, it was as simple as turning on an LED. To see their faces light up, to see them say, we can make this, like, it does something to you. I just want every kid to experience that.
It's amazing how we're doing it.
I hope that when they see the world and they see things around them, that they wonder how it works. And I want them to wonder, how can I make it work and how can I make it better?
The bat. Fire-breathing puppy dragon. Washed up sea turtle. Demon. Wizard kitty. Minecraft. Creeper. Unicorn. Pizza party robot.
Your imaginations are hilarious and I love it.
I think you guys should use something like slime. Ooh, yeah. And then you could use some cardboard for the crust and then use slime.
Fall off.
Okay, this gives me hope. So the thing is, if anyone knows a school, show them this video. Doesn't matter if they end up using MakeCode or Adafruit stuff, just show that there is a shot, there's a chance that you can engage with young people and they can start building stuff and you can see it on their faces.
They're having fun.
They're having fun and they're learning a lot.
Yay!
So anyways, that was...
You don't have to know physics to build electronics.
But what's interesting is once you start with this, because the attention spans of all of us are so short, but at a young age, if we could just like spark the exploration, we have a shot. Like physics is super fun if maybe you saw some of the potential that you can do with it. Because this all came from physics and electronics, and it was really tough. But now it's easy. At least easy to get started. Okay, we have some other MakeCode news.
Okay.
This is the beta experiment. So in the forums, we have a post because this is like world premiere, but it's not like for public yet, but in our forums, in the Metro M0 forum, and we did a screencast, and this is the new Maker version.
Maker MakeCode.
Yeah, so you want to talk about what's going on here?
Yeah, for this, if you go to maker.makecode.com, it's a special version of MakeCode that supports boards other than just the Circuit Playground Express. It's a little bit less integrated because, of course, you don't have all the lights and sensors and buttons and all built in. But you can still use all the MakeCode elements to do analog reads, digital writes, I2C, all the stuff that you know and love. So here's like a demo. I've just, making an LED turn on and off when you connect it to a pin. So you can just drag and drop these little elements. So like, set digital 3 or 4 high, and then delay, digital, set digital 3 low, another delay. And then because MakeCode has a threading system, you can do stuff like have like loops, like the, always loop and at start loop. You can have multiple loops. So here's adding a piezo, for example. And when you run this code, it'll automatically determine what you want connected to all the pins, and it'll draw out the breadboard for you. So by saying I wanted to play music, it was like, oh, you want a piezo.
Yeah.
And here's the repo. So you can check that out if you want to open up issues. And then you can also convert to JavaScript. So if you don't want to do blocks, you want to do JavaScript. And then you download it and copy the file over to your Metro M0. Yeah. It has the same drag and drop programming interface that the Circuit Playground Express has. All of our M0 boards now come with UF2, which is the bootloader that lets you drag and drop.
Okay. So in the forums, Microsoft Research, this is the folks who did this, they want to know your feedback. Of course, there's a look and feel that'll be added later, just like makecode.adafruit.com. But try it out and tell them what you want to actually do. Projects are welcome.
Yeah, bugs, projects.
Yeah.
If you notice something that's missing or that you think needs to be added, these are all things that they want to know about.
Okay. Pack the mailbag. Every single week we read these letters to our entire company, so when you send us a nice email, we read them. This week we have a letter from Kurt. Thank you for such fast shipping. My most recent order made it from New York City to Vancouver, Washington in 3 days via USPS Select First Class. Ordered Friday, shipped Monday, arrived Wednesday. USPS gets more credit, but y'all had to turn around fast for them to do it. Nice. Thank you. Meanwhile, an order I placed with one of your competitors 2 days before still hasn't arrived. Sorry about that, Kurt. That has nothing to do with us.
But I'm glad you got your package.
Glad you got the thing from us. Okay.
Your packet.
Yeah. Okay. Time travel. Look back in the world of hackers, makers, artists, and engineers. Every week, like I always have like the sad news thing, but it's always celebrating amazing people. So I think it's worth it because sometimes people are like, oh, I had no idea about this person. I looked into it, and I read their books, or I looked at their projects, or I saw their work over the years.
Their art, yeah.
Yeah. So sad news. Claim writer Ursula is she passed away.
Gwyn, yeah.
Yeah. She's a science fiction writer, a fantasy writer, and a lot of people were impacted by her words and her work. And her interviews, you got to read them. Yeah. They're fantastic. And
she's funny.
And one of the things that she said is, Kelly has a great post on our site. Someone asked her, did you want to be a writer? And she said, I have to say no. I always was a writer. I didn't want to be a writer and lead the writer's life and be glamorous and go to New York. I just wanted to do my job writing and do it really well. And one of her books, there was a long time ago, The Left Hand of Darkness, Kelly pulled out a quote on this, and it's a really good quote. There is neither source nor end, for all things are the center of time. As all the stars may be reflected in a round raindrop falling in the night, so too do all the stars reflect a raindrop. There is neither darkness nor death, for all things are in the light of the moment, and their end or their beginning are one. Oof. So it's on our blog, and it's like the 4th post down right now.
Yeah.
And check it out if you haven't read one of these books. Read it.
Yeah, or see some great. I mean, she wrote so much, and her interviews are hilarious, of course.
Yep.
So check those out. They're great books.
In other news, this was in our time travel. 1998, Netscape premieres Mozilla with an intention to release communicator code as open source. This is a long time ago.
Wow.
Yep, Mozilla is a free software community created in 1998 by members of Netscape. The Mozilla community uses, develops, and spreads and supports Mozilla products, thereby promoting exclusively free software and open standards with only minor exceptions. There's always an asterisk.
Yeah.
The community is supported institutionally by the Mozilla Foundation and is tax-paying subsidiary, the Mozilla Corporation. Okay, next up. You're probably wondering why the code was real rosy.
Why is the code real rosy?
Right. Well, this was in the Times this week. The New York Times, they had a profile of Naomi Parker Fraley. She just passed away at 96, but she was the actual Rosie the Riveter. And for all these years, there was a question, who's really Rosie the Riveter? And that's her. And
she was the model.
Unsung for 7 decades, the real Rosie the Riveter was a California waitress named Naomi Parker Fraley. Over the years, a welter of American women has been identified as the model for Rosie, the war worker of the 1940s popular culture who became a feminist touchstone in the late 20th century. She passed away on Saturday, 96, in Longview, Washington, and staked the most legitimate claim of all. But because her claim was eclipsed by another woman, she went unrecognized for 70 years. So now they're saying it's her.
It's also all of us.
It's all of us. And without her, this would have never happened.
Yeah.
And I remember on the photo shoot, and I begged the photographer, I said, can we just do one with Lamore like this? And you did 1 million photos.
There was a lot of photos.
There was begging. They're just like, who's this Phil guy? I'm just like, please, please, please. So it worked out.
It did eventually.
Did eventually. Lots of begging.
Yeah, she didn't really want to do this shot, but we said, oh, just do it anyways.
It's too late now. It was years ago.
Yeah.
Can't take it back.
Can't take it back.
Open source hardware. We're an open source hardware company.
We are.
Yep, we still are. Some CircuitPython news, code plus community. It's not just code, it's community.
I can do the updates.
There's an update. I have the update for
great.
you on screen this week.
Wow.
So you didn't have to memorize it before the show. That's always fun, but this is easier.
Okay, so yeah, we have a bunch of new libraries that came out. Check out the bundle because I know that we wrote a whole bunch of libraries. The RFM69 library just went into the bundle. The thermal printer library. We also did, I did one yesterday. We did the LSM 303 library and a couple other sensors as well. Let's check that out. We're putting in new sensors all the time. Oh, the VEML 6070, it was an UV sensor. Yeah. We also released 2.21. 2.21 is a very minor update. It's actually mostly a package update to create new binaries. We have now binaries for the Feather M0 RFM69 and Feather M0 RFM9X because we have the new RFM69 driver. So now you can use the all-in-one Feather boards and use it in CircuitPython and control the radio. Tony DeColo wrote a really great driver that works quite well and fits into CircuitPython. You have the upcoming Itsy Bitsy M0 Express, and then Deshipu added some gamepad example code. The underlying core hasn't changed. We have basically new boards, a little bit more documentation. Yep. So
thank you very much, everyone. There is the credits, as always. One of the things I like about what we're doing is if you contribute, we thank you. And, of course, you can watch real time as we develop these things in Discord. Speaking of, the entire family of CircuitPython boards will
blinking away.
They'll be at a Hackaday Hack Chat. It's coming up pretty soon. Mark your calendars. It's the beginning of the month. It's in February. It's February 2nd.
Yeah.
At 3 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing a Hack Chat. Yay, Hack Chat. Yay. So Scott will be there. Dan will be there. Kenny will be there. You'll be there.
Yeah. I'll be there typing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be an exciting chit-chat. It's
3 p.m.
the
Eastern.
state of CircuitPython.
Noon Pacific. Okay. All right.
Get your CircuitPython questions ready.
On the big board, we have 1,372 tutorials. Lady Ada, what were the tutorials this week?
This week, I wrote a guide called the Well-Automated Arduino Library. You can see that below. That is something that I've been working on recently. Travis, that's the Travis logo. Yeah. It's a kind of cute one.
I like that one.
Logo. And the Arduino logo. This guide is great for people who are maintaining Arduino libraries or Arduino code, which many people are. There's thousands of libraries, hundreds of libraries at least. And as you're working on your libraries, you want to make sure that updates to Arduino don't break it, updates to different boards don't change it, people's pull requests compile and don't, break the build. All your examples at least work. It doesn't test it with hardware, but it does make sure that at least compiles in Arduino. So all your if-defs, or if there's functions that have to be renamed, you'll at least get a warning. So it's not like a full hardware test, but it's way better than nothing. And also this tutorial talks about how to use Doxygen, which is a C++ documentation standard, to create pretty HTML pages automatically from your library that will get filled in and linked to all the different functions and objects and macros. And have that so on every commit, those will be updated and pushed to the GitHub repo so that you can quickly point people toward documentation without saying, okay, read through the code. It just cleans it up and makes it look a lot nicer. Colin C. did a giant mechanical keyboard. He got 3 of these huge Cherry MX-like switches.
Yeah.
They're like this big.
It's perfect for Control-Alt-Delete.
And he made a Control-Alt-Delete, but you can make it anything you want. Just maybe go, stop, cancel, whatever. So that's from Colin C. used a Circuit Playground Express for that. And then we've got the Circuit Cookie Roller.
We'll show that video soon.
We'll show that video soon. And then Dave Estells popped in and did a .star plus CircuitPython digital sand demo, little sand physics. Not nearly as fast as C++, but you can get a couple LED pixels. And maybe if you're using this on an ESP8266, of course, it'll be much faster than the M0. If
folks have a good idea, post this up in Discord. We're trying to come up with a cool name for sand. I'm going to reread my Dune Encyclopedia and see if there's other ways you can say it's sand, because sand's a boring name. You send me it to do, you're come up with something.
Well, I mean, we call it sand.
Yeah. If there's another cool name, let us know.
Aaron said it was a rain stick, but I don't know where that's from.
We'll have to search.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's like pachinko. It's a little,
all
particle
right.
physics.
In some manufacturing news, we hit 3 million boards.
Yeah, you can see there.
Yeah, this is a screenshot from our pick and place.
Worked array.
3 million boards. We did a blog post about this, including some more information. I have some other stuff about
the ADS 1015 was the winner.
Yeah. 3 million boards. Woo!
Yeah, wow.
Oof.
That's cool. So yeah, you can see we hit, it was actually 3,004,000. I think they realized a little later.
Yeah.
They passed by.
Okay.
You can see we skipped. And yeah, the average, the amount of runtime, so it's 5,825 hours.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And this is all made in Manhattan. And speaking of, Gail Brewer, the Manhattan Borough President, visited Adafruit. We're going to be posting up the video soon. Yeah. This was fun. So we've been doing this for a decade, and folks like Gail, she recently did a smart city project. She's speaking at a conference about this. It happens to use some of our stuff. We introduced them to a company that uses our stuff. So this is all neat.
Yeah.
So this is a great thing for us as Manhattanites. Mm-hmm. And we used the hashtag #MadeManhattan. So Gail got to visit. She really liked what we're up to.
Yep.
She gave me some good ideas too. So
she's awesome.
We'll be.
She says she travels from Inwood to the Financial District.
Okay, so my ideas come in. Pixie dust.
Pixie dust.
Ooh, pixel dust. Ooh. See, this is crowdsourcing the ideas.
Crowdsourcing the trademarks.
So speaking of made in New York City, we have this blog post. We have a couple videos, but this is the blog post. We did the Adafruit machine line. People are asking for it. These are all our machines. This is me scrolling through the log. This is all the machines that we have here.
I love these GIFs. Look at
that
these.
we use to make the products that hopefully you're using discount code for. And
go.
That's our Adafruit. Okay, let's play some manufacturing videos later.
Let's do it.
Okay, it wouldn't be a Main New York City segment without a sunset.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, this is from a Raspberry Pi time lapse that we have out the window. Good night, New York.
Good night, Adafruit.
Yeah. And I have some IoT news this week, Blow Data.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's new?
So we've been doing a video series with DigiKey, and we did transports and we did protocols. And that video went up. People really like it because you talked a bunch about protocols. And this is our new series. I have a little trailer, and then I'm going to do something a little different this week. So we have 6 minutes of IoT demos, and I'm going to play it. 6 minutes, gets comfy, because I watched a presentation the other night, and it was all about IoT, and there was no live demos. Or like, yeah, sorry, like it's just like screenshots, and it's like PowerPoints with like circles that are connecting to things. No one's really doing IoT. Internet of Things. There's no things. There's lots of slides, not a lot of things, not a lot of internet.
Yeah.
So I want to share that video. So here's the trailer, and then I'll play the demo. So if you ever, this will be live probably tomorrow. If you ever needed to explain to someone like what can IoT do, we have like all the demos, and it uses Adafruit IO. So
yeah.
here's a trailer, and then here's the demos. It's a big deal.
Okay.
Okay, we've learned a lot about transports and protocols, but now it's time to put that information to use. Let's build our first demo. This demo is going to be a cellular data logging system. For our first demo, we're going to be using a Fona Feather with an OLED display. We've got the antenna and battery, so it's nice and mobile. It's on a breadboard, and we've connected a temperature sensor. All we're going to do is take data using the temperature sensor every 5 seconds and send it over the cellular connection to Adafruit IO, which will act as our data broker. Since we're using cellular, which requires a lot of power, and you're paying per megabyte, we're going to use MQTT. That's because MQTT, as you know now, is a lower bandwidth way of sending and receiving data. It's better tuned for cellular use. Once you've created your Adafruit IO account, you can log in and see all your feeds. The MQTT broker on Adafruit IO will create a feed whenever you start sending data to it. So you don't even have to create the temperature feed if you've uploaded the data to your Feather Fona. It'll automatically be generated for you. And if you click on it, you'll be able to see your temperature data being logged. If you scroll down, you can even see each data point as it's entered into the MQTT broker. Our cellular temperature demo was pretty simple. We're just publishing temperature data. So let's make a little bit more advanced demo this time. We're going to be using a Feather Huzzah, which uses Wi-Fi. And in this case, we're going to control a lamp. We have a relay that powers the lamp on and off, an OLED for debugging, and we'll also add a photocell light sensor. Because we're going to be publishing as well as subscribing, we'll have to make that subscription feed. In your feed section, create a new feed called lamp. And create it. Now, if you go to the lamp feed, you can add values such as on, which will turn the lamp on. And when you want to turn the lamp off, you add a new value called off. The MQTT broker on the Wi-Fi Huzzah reads the lamp feed and parses whether it got an off or an on signal, and that tells it whether to turn on or off the relay. While you could use an MQTT client or the website to manually enter data, it's a lot easier if you create a dashboard. You can make a new dashboard with any name. And then within the dashboard, you can create controls that send and receive data over MQTT to your main data feeds. For example, let's create a toggle block for the lamp. Now when we click this button, we don't have to manually enter in data. It does it for you. Now, whenever you have an IoT device, especially a relay or something that controls machinery, it's good to have a feedback channel. Now, you can set up quality of service with MQTT, but still, it's best to know whether your data was actually sent or received using some other sensor channel. In this case, we're going to be using a photocell. Let's create a new block for the photocell. This time, we're going to use a gauge. And the data ranges from 0 to 1,000. The data updates almost instantly. So when we turn on our lamp, we see the value go up. That way we know that the light increased in the area and the lamp really did turn on. Likewise, when we turn the lamp off, we'll see the value go down. One of the nice things about having an internet-connected MQTT broker is that you can use all sorts of clients to interface to your data. For example, this laptop uses Wi-Fi or Ethernet, but you can also use a mobile phone, and that way send and receive data over a cellular connection. For our third demo, we're going to build an internet-connected webcam. This is going to be watching our Internet of Teacups. For this project, we're going to be using a Raspberry Pi computer, which has a camera connector. And that goes into this little camera, which is looking at my teacup. As a monitor, you can preview. And since it's a Raspberry Pi, we've got Ethernet. Because the Pi 3 has Ethernet and we're in a stationary location, we're going to use Ethernet as our transport. Since the Raspberry Pi 3 has a full Linux computer inside, we can use Python and REST. Why REST? Well, because we're on Ethernet and power, we don't have to worry so much about saving data or power, and we can use the more powerful REST and Python API, which is really, really easy to use and makes this project a lot faster to put together than an MQTT-based project. What's interesting about the PyCam data feed is compared to our other feeds where we have temperature data or light sensors or on or off, the data in the PyCam isn't human readable. Instead, we're sending base64 encoded images. In this case, it's up to 18 or 19,000 bytes of data. So we're not going to be able to graph this data. Instead, it has to be parsed and interpreted. One of the nice things about having an Adafruit I/O dashboard, instead of just using a raw MQTT or REST client, is that Adafruit I/O will parse your data for you. In this case, it will actually display the image that it's getting from the PyCam camera. To make this project a little bit more interesting, we added a subscription as well. The camera is uploading the image data to Adafruit I/O, and it's subscribing over REST to Interval. Interval tells it how often to take an image. For example, right now it's set to take an image every 30 seconds. We can have it speed up a little bit, maybe take an image every 5 seconds.
And that's all part of Adafruit I/O. And for the folks who asked, if you want to do more with I/O, because we have a free version, we also have the pay version. It's super cheap, but you get to do a bunch. People hate it when their IoT service sunsets and they're like, our beautiful journey, going to go spend time with the family. Well, you can You can help support it with an IO Plus account. Okay, 3D printing. Pedro printing up a storm.
Cooking up a storm too.
Cooking up a storm.
They're baking some cookies.
That's right. We might start doing a different cooking show.
Yeah.
This is the start.
Yes.
Bring all the best of electronics and things you can eat together.
Yum.
Take it away.
In this project, we'll show you how we made circuit cookies using 3D printed baking tools. These cookies have pattern traces and sharp edges that just look amazing. In this video, we'll show you how to bake custom-shaped cookies that have crisp details. To make the patterns, we 3D printed our rolling pin with an embossed pattern. This was designed to be a sleeve that fits over a wooden rolling pin. We designed the sleeve using Fusion 360's sheet metal tools. The flange tool can actually be used to make unconventional designs. We basically made a cylinder that can be flattened out into a sheet. This rolls out a solid body that we can then sketch on top of. We drew out the traces and made the emboss by extruding the profiles as a cut. This technique actually allows the pattern to wrap around the cylinder without distorting any of the geometry. We 3D printed the rolling pin vertically straight up with no support material. Since most of the pattern uses 45-degree angles, the printer can make these fine details. The cutters are printed flat on the bed with thin perimeters to make edges that can cut through the dough. You can download and 3D print our design using the links in the description. To make our cookies, we actually made our dough from scratch. This recipe uses basic ingredients for making tender shortbread-like cookies. So it's basically lots of butter, sugar, starch, and flour. The important thing about this dough is what it doesn't have. Baking soda or baking powder causes dough to puff up and expand, which makes them lose their shape and pattern. This dough is easy to work with and there's no need to chill it, so we can go straight to rolling and cutting. It's less waste and mess free. We started out by rolling the dough in between 2 sheets of parchment paper. To get the pattern to really show through, we rolled it out slowly while pressing down on the sheet. It's not sticky, so it doesn't get stuck in between the crevices and it holds its shape. To cut out the shape, we firmly press down on just the edges and slightly wiggle it to break it away. It can be a bit like Tetris if you're laying out patterns trying to be efficient. Parchment paper makes it easy to remove the cookies, and there's no need to dust your counters with flour. We made a whole batch of them using different shapes and set the pattern going in different directions so it's easy to get variations. We baked these for about 9 minutes at 375F or 190C, using the top rack on our conventional oven. These cookies came out nice, and it's really thanks to the non-rising dough. This type of dough doesn't expand and it really does retain its shape. Textures look amazing and they could probably be even finer. I'm thinking 6mm traces with 0.01 pitch. Using standard PLA material to make these tools can be food safe if only for single use. For multiple uses, we would want to make a food grade silicone mold, but that's a project for another day. This was a lot of fun, and I think the cylindrical bit could be used to make all sorts of different projects. I hope this video shows how culinary arts can use 3D printing to make interesting projects.
Okay, that was cool. I like how they I like how they really got into like the panning of the cookies.
No, this is, online cooking vids are like where it's at.
All right. So we also have a sped up video that we do every week.
Okay.
Don't forget 3D Hangouts is every single week. Noam Pedro today did cookies, CAD, and more. You can tune into this every Wednesday on 3D Hangouts. See the making of the cookies and everything that you just saw, how to do it. They did a Fusion 360 tutorial, which is really popular. They also posted that up today, so you can kind of build something from start to finish and see how they did it.
Neat.
Okay, before we go into new products, there is still time for AdaBox, Late Ada.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Well, it is sometimes.
It is too late sometimes. This is 007. It's coming out. If you know a young person, or if you're a young person at heart, if you subscribe now, you start with 007.
Yes.
It's going to be a mystery. So join in.
What could it possibly be about?
Well, it'll probably have something to do with like spy and mystery stuff because it's 007.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Before we get on to new products, we have the new product newsletter. Because everyone does, I just want a newsletter every week. So you have to go to your account, you have to sign up. You don't spam. That's how you get the new product newsletter. It delivers every week. We have a lot of fun stuff in it. Okay. Real Rosie is the code. 10% off an Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. All right, here we go.
New.
That was good. All right.
I thought we were doing something else for a second.
No, we're just going to do new products for a bit. Okay.
Sorry, I'm tired today.
Here we go.
Okay, this is Make issue at 61.
Yep.
And we finally have it. Sorry, it was coming soon, but now it's no longer coming soon.
Now
it's already here.
Yep.
It's here. You can pick it up. We have some in stock right now. You can even get a discount code.
Yeah, it's real. This happened.
Wow. So it's got Naomi Wu on the cover, and it's got some really cool interviews.
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing women in Shenzhen. This is their story. It's in the pages of Make.
Yeah.
This is
Rainbow Lightbox, was kind of neat.
I'll say besides the Lady Ada one, my favorite one.
Yeah. This is like some cool pictures of Naomi.
But I live with a magazine
Hacking,
cover,
3D printing, wearables, and other people in the Shenzhen community making cool stuff.
Yep.
So pick up a copy. We have them in
We
stock
have a few
right now.
left. They went fast.
They did go fast.
Okay. Next up, we got some books.
Okay, we've got Charles Platt, Easy Electronics. This is a really nice book. It's simple. It's very colorful. The diagrams are just really great. I think this is a good, you want to spend a weekend or two and you just want to learn about electronics. It's very basic. There's no microcontrollers. But you get a sense of voltage and resistance and current. And what I like is it's very hands-on. Yep. So, especially, again, the diagrams are really good. And he's a very good writer. He's written a lot of electronics books. So he's a pro.
Charles Platt is probably one of the most prolific, best authors about learning electronics. Mm-hmm. Hands down. Okay, next up. Speaking of good books and friends of Adafruit,
this is a book from Mark DeVink. Getting started with soldering. This book I wrote a little bit of a foreword for. Yep. And it's finally out. This book covers everything about soldering, desoldering, splices, heat shrink, tools, wick. I mean, on one hand you can learn a lot of the stuff just by doing it and eventually catching on, or you can just read this book and you'll just learn everything at once and you won't forget. You won't have to realize later how to do things the right way. Yep. Because there are many non-intuitive tricks to soldering, and Mark DeVink is like a pro. He teaches at university.
Books are low cost. This will save you hours, days, years of frustration.
And it's a good gift. Pair it with a kit or with a toolkit, and people can get building.
Okay. Next up, we have AdaBox 06 standalone in the store. Woo!
Just in time. Shipped this about a month and a half ago.
Now this is, if you didn't have an AdaBox, but you want to get an AdaBox, maybe you're just subscribing now and like, oh, I want to go collect all those other ones. Yeah. You can. Not everything is in there, but there is still surprises once in a while.
Yes, you don't get as much stuff as if you ordered the AdaBox subscription, but you get a lot. This is an introduction to CircuitPython. And in this project, you'll get a Circuit Playground Express. You'll load CircuitPython onto it. You'll build a lot of projects. This was a holiday box. So we have a couple holiday themed projects. We also have some everyday projects, from making fruit drums to a magic wand, to learning how to use a motor. And people made some other fun projects afterwards, and they posted them up. We give you everything you see here. You get batteries, a battery case, alligator clips with wires, motor, magnetic clips.
Yeah, and it's standalone, and it's meant to do those projects. You don't need to buy anything else.
It's no soldering, nothing else required. It just is what it is.
Okay. Next up, these are cute.
These are 3-in-1 cables. These you asked for these. You requested. You said, I really want us to carry these.
Yeah, I kept buying them. I'm like, why don't we just stock these?
So we stock them. So these cables, they're kind of funky. So they're like 3-in-1 cables. So you can use it to charge micro USB. I mean, it has USB-A on the other side, your standard USB-A. And it has micro USB. And then if you have a USB-C device, you pop this on, and now you're USB-C in. And if you're like, oh, well, no, I have a Lightning, iOS device, plug this in, and it shows up as like a proper charge sync cable too. So it's like you don't get the warning, it actually works. And it can do data or charge. So it's not, some of these cables are cheaper and they're only charging. These actually do data and charge. So they're good for everything. You know, you can use them with a microcontroller, Raspberry Pi, your Switch, your phone, your GPS, your whatever it is that you have, your watch, whatever it is. This is now the 3 most popular USB interfaces: micro USB, USB-C, and Lightning. And the cable is nice and thick. It does pass current quite well, so you can use it for high current charging as well. And what's nice is that
I've used it for everything.
There's no way to mix up and accidentally connect 2 things at once.
Yeah.
You can only connect one
Can you
item.
put a Circuit Playground on it? It has a bonus feature. So now it looks like a little person, like, hey, look at me.
Hey.
Hi, look, I'm here to help you code.
I got little hands. So yeah, this is fun. Okay, useful cables. You only have to carry 1 cable, and it even has a nice little Velcro strap, so you can keep it tidy.
Battle tested.
Battle tested.
Lady 8 approved. Okay.
I use these. It's got this nice fabric cover too, so it's a good cable.
Are you ready? Mm-hmm. Here we go. We got cases of all colors, shapes, sizes, except for it's all the same size.
It's all the same size, all the same shape. But different colors.
I suggest Adafruit black.
But we have purple.
But we also have purple.
You have royal blue,
yeah,
light blue,
yeah,
orange,
yeah,
and red.
Yeah.
You didn't get a green for some reason.
And this is what it looks like with a human hand.
With a human hand.
And on the inside, you can store things like a Metro.
I got these, yeah, we had some other
Pi.
kits that I got this with. I ordered something online, and it came with this as a case, and I was like, wow, this case is the perfect size.
Yes.
It fits exactly all of the most common microcontroller circuit, single board computer, breadboard. I can show it on the overhead.
Yeah.
It's really nice, and it's got this pocket, so it's just like the right size. Like, so you can see, you can put your half-size breadboard, and you can glue to it. It's got this kind of velveteen in here, but you can unstick this, make this portable. You can close this up.
You can write with a Sharpie on it to say what's in it.
Yeah, you can.
All sorts of
you
things.
can store stuff
in the chat too.
Over here. Yeah, I like to write on a Sharpie. This one's nice and clean.
Yeah.
There's a nice little like a
portable backpack.
Backpack thing, and then you can zip it closed.
Yeah.
I like that it's soft, so you can put it in your bag and it won't like cut up or break something. Write on it, and then when you're ready to go, you unzip it, and then
maybe we'll do like a Circuit Playground pack or something like that.
Yeah, I thought this would be good for it's actually it's less expensive than some nice plastic boxes.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can fit stuff in here.
Yep.
It does not fit the twin hinges of death, but it fits most electronic parts.
Okay.
So I think this is really great. So we got them in a bunch of different colors.
Yeah.
So you can color pack.
But for wearables, you can put stuff in it, put cables out, put Velcro on it. Like it's kind of all around, yeah.
It's like I know that it's fun to put stuff in DigiKey boxes, but eventually you're like, I want something better than that. This is the perfect size.
Yeah. Okay. Next up, this is super fun. Everybody's making cardboard stuff. I feel like pinball, you're not left out. You can get an entire pinball machine made out of cardboard.
Yeah, this thing is really hard to show on the overhead, so.
Yeah, well, we have a video. We'll back out of the camera a little bit and we'll try to show it. But yeah, this is the Pinbox 3000.
Yeah. So you've got, it comes, that's the basic kit, but it comes with a bunch of cutouts as well.
Yeah.
So here, you can hold this. So this one is just the basic, watch out, I'm gonna grab these marbles. So yeah, it comes with these marbles.
Oh, these are marbles.
You can play.
Yeah, and this one we started to decorate. This other one takes Bitcoin.
Yeah, this one is Bitcoin. I know. Hold on, so this is really big.
Blockchaining.
So this one is.
Want to grab the marble?
Yeah, grab the marbles.
Okay.
So you can see you get cardboard cutouts. So you can make like little things that you bump into.
So this is where the blockchain goes.
And then you can also what we've seen people do is that a Circuit Playground or some like circuit stickers or LEDs. You can decorate it. You can glue LEDs around it or sensors. You want to play?
Well, I want to, but I don't want to get hurt.
Oh, yeah?
I don't want to get
hurt.
Well,
you're going to get hurt.
Well, I don't want to get hurt. Oh, I knocked it over. So
yeah?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
All right, well.
Because I'm not on a level surface. Okay, go. Okay, yeah. It's
tried.
hard to do live pinballing. Okay, this is it.
I'll hold it up. But it doesn't come with stickers. We sell stickers, of course, in the store, and you can decorate and Sharpie and paint all you like. We saw Pinbox at Maker Faire, and like people loved them. They're a great gift, and it's surprisingly fun for being made completely out of cardboard.
Everything's made out of cardboard now. Nintendo's doing it. Google's doing it. Everyone's doing it.
They're the originals.
Okay. Next
Original
up.
cardboard.
the star of the show tonight, besides you, Lady, in our community, is
the Feather 328. Yay! This is a retro Feather, so I'm kind of backtracking because we had enough people who are like, oh, you know, I have old Arduino code that I really want to run with the Feather system, and you don't have a 328 based Feather. So this one uses an Atmega 328, and I pair it with a USB serial chip, and it basically lets you run like classic Arduino Uno code, but it's in a Feather shape. It comes with a battery, charger, and all that good stuff. And we have like 50 plus Feather wings that you can pick and choose from. We're always pushing the boundaries of making bigger and better feathers, but I thought it would be good to maybe make a simpler one.
Yep. A lot of people want their Arduino projects in a small form factor that's lower cost, more portable.
And there could be some code, you know, there's some libraries and code that is very specific to the Arduino chipset, and so that's where this would benefit a lot. If you don't need to use the 328, we recommend the M0 chips or the ESP32. But you know, once in a while, people are like, look, you know, I want to stay with something I know and love. This is it.
Okay.
So it's a 328. I can show it on the overhead.
Yeah, let's go to the overhead.
So it's breadboard friendly. It comes with a micro USB connection. This is a USB serial. This is the reset button, so you can reset it. This is the chip itself, and it comes with an 8 megahertz crystal. Whole thing runs at 3.3 volts because the entire Feather system runs at 3.3 volts. But it's a standard Arduino configuration, so it's supported within the Arduino IDE. Comes with a LiPo battery charger port, and it automatically charges when you plug it into USB. You can use your
$12.50. That's bonkers.
3-in-1 cable, and then it has all the header pins. It has 2 RX and TX LEDs, and it works just fine with all of our Feather wings. It doesn't work well with the UART ones like the GPS because the GPS uses the serial connections, but all the other sensors, the displays, the sensors, the LEDs, the OLEDs, all that good stuff works perfectly fine with this. And you have that standard Feather form factor. So another Feather to add to the mix.
Okay. And with that, Lady Ada is new products. Let's do our recap. Ready?
Okay. We've got the Make Volume 61, Cyborg and the Sinobit in stock. Pick one up and check out Shenzhen Makers. Charles Platt, who's written some really amazing complex electronic books, now has an easy electronics books. Great diagrams to get you started with electronics. Maybe you want to learn how to solder. Mark DeVank, friend of Adafruit and Make contributor, wrote a great book all about soldering, desoldering, rework, and all that. AdaBox 006. If you missed it, we now have it in stock. It doesn't have all the extras, but you can get started with CircuitPython. That's the theme of this one. Blinka Purple, Circuit Playground Express, and all these goodies make dozens of projects. We have a 3-in-1 cable. Ooh, it's a cable. It's micro USB, but it's also USB-C, and it's also Lightning. Wow, it's everything. We have these handy, hand-sized little zipper cases. Fits your Metro, fits your Raspberry Pi, fits your half-size breadboard, fits your Feather, fits your Teensy, fits any kind of microcontroller. They're small. They come in multiple colors, and they have a little pocket as well for storing things. They're so handy. The Pinbox 3000, make your own cardboard pinball machine. You can decorate it, add electronics, and do all sorts of cool stuff with this extremely fun pinball machine that fits on your desk. And finally, the Feather 328P. Take your Atmega 328P projects, and you can use them with the Feather ecosystem. Comes with a battery charger, Atmega 328 running at 8 megahertz, 3.3 volts, but it works with Feather. So anything you have that's Arduino compatible can now join in with a Feather fun.
Recap. Okay, everybody. Real Rosie's code, all that stuff you saw, you're like, that's a great deal. It's even better. Okay, we have top secret. I'll take some questions from the Adafruit vault that's crypto locked. Okay, everybody in chat, guess what this is? What is it? What could it be?
Well, it says on it. It's an Itsy Bitsy M0 Express.
Right. Well, it's easy. This is easy.
This is
why we don't do trivia questions anymore.
Next week's board.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, or a week and a half from now.
Yeah, nice silk.
Itsy Bitsy. Yeah, Philby did the silk. So this is the Itsy Bitsy Express. So it's at SAMD 21G18, our favorite Cortex M0 chip for running CircuitPython, and it even comes with 2 megabytes of flash on it. We fit a little USON sized flash chips. It's a little more expensive than SOIC, but we fit it on there. Works great, so you can run it with CircuitPython, have lots of space, and tons of pins. And it's smaller than a feather, bigger than a trinket.
Okay. Don't ask any questions about it. It's not out yet. That was top secret for this week.
Yay!
Back in the vault.
Go back in there with you.
Okay. We're answering questions in Discord right now. So all you have to do is go to adafruit.it/Discord. That is where we are answering and only answering questions.
Yeah.
Ask away. Crypto Vault is locked with the BitChain. Yes. Okay. Question: can I attach something to the back of a lock solenoid to pull it open in case it doesn't open on its own?
There should be a spring, but yeah, you can add springs to solenoids.
Okay. Why hasn't there been Collins Lab episodes? Because we're just working on other stuff.
We got also he did the gigantic keyboard.
Gigantic keyboard, and we're also working on N for Noise, which is the Circuit Playground script.
And he's doing a lot of iOS stuff.
Okay, what's 2 plus 2? That's 4. These are easy tonight. Someone asked a question about Itsy Bitsy Flash chip.
But you can't ask.
Can't ask. Sorry, you got to come back when it's a shipping product because it's in that secret vault, in that secret place. Okay. Someone wanted to know what is a product that you made that you think is very useful, like a utility product, like a power boost?
I think
maybe?
the power boost is the most utilitarian. Yeah, use with anything.
I think so too. Okay. Where can people get those giant buttons?
I think it's called Novel Keys.
Yeah.
It's linked from the guide.
Yeah. How many pick and place machines do we have?
2.
Yeah. Yeah, and we have that video so you can see all of them.
Yes.
We'll soon around them start up again. Yeah, just when we get time. One of the folks said, show and tell should be longer. So in addition to being internet personalities, we also run an Adafruit.
Yeah.
So we have...
I have to do all the engineering still.
Yeah, and like behind the scenes, we're running a company, 100 and altogether like 150 people, plus our community, plus everything else. So we have half an hour show and tell and 1 hour Ask Engineer. We've been doing it forever. If by chance there's giant companies or the entire nation starts buying millions of dollars of Adafruit stuff, we could probably dedicate more time, but we actually have to run.
Yeah.
We have to run the fruit. We have to do it. So that would be something. So buy some kits. But we're gonna keep doing this. But yeah, people can start their own show and tells. I'd love that too.
Do your own show.
Okay.
I'd like to see some shows.
Next,
that'd be entertaining.
Up, 222. Okay, they're talking about the 52,000 watt transmitter. I think they're giving Adam really good ideas and then some bad ideas about how to stop that.
You just shut it down.
Well, I think there's a solution there. I think he'll be able to figure it out.
There's always a solution.
Yeah. Okay. Let me just check and see if there's any more questions. I think we got to all of them. Ooh, lots of itsy bitsy. Lots of itsy bitsy questions.
No.
All right. Guess what?
Not allowed.
Those are the questions for tonight.
Okay. These are the twin hinges of death.
Yeah, I like to call this the tech conference equalizer. So they're like, Leda, I know everything about electronics. And then I'm just going to go like that.
Grab their eyeballs?
Yeah, this is a new code of conduct. Anywho. Okay, that was the questions. Let's do a trivia question, Lydia.
Yes.
What are the rules?
Rules are, number 1 rule, if you've won before, don't call. Please.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's okay,
the person
but
who did that before, they're like, I'm so sorry. It was fine.
It's okay, but I'm going to just make it super clear. So
don't tie up the phone lines.
We want everyone to have a chance of winning. So let somebody else win something so that they can also feel the joy that you have felt when you win a fabulous prize.
Yeah.
The prize today is going to be AdaBox 006.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a nice prize.
Yeah, we have a bunch. So I'm willing to give one of those away because I think it's celebratory.
Okay. All right. Well.
And the first person to call the phone number, I'm going to ask them their name, where they're calling from, and a project they're working on will be the winner. And remember, don't call if you've won before.
On BitStab, you have to look at the key thing and then do that.
BitStab.
Let's see who calls.
Call.
AdaBox is a nice prize.
It's a nice prize, but please remember, don't call if you've won.
No, it happens once in a while. It's good. People
It's
get
okay.
excited.
I know they get excited.
They want to talk to you.
I know, but I feel bad because then I have to say no.
No one likes confrontation.
No.
Everyone's like, can I just say, oh! All right.
Hello, you reached Ask an Engineer. Hello?
Hello?
Hello, you reached Ask Engineer, and you're the winner of a fabulous prize.
Yay!
Yay! What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Chris, and I'm calling from California.
Hi, Chris from California. Well, congratulations, you've won a fabulous AdaBox
006. What's a project that you're working on lately or you want to work on?
I'm actually looking at two circuit playgrounds to talk to each other, so this will be perfect.
Perfect. I'm glad that this reached the correct person, Chris from California. To win your prize and get it delivered to you, all you have to do is email support@adafruit.com, support@adafruit.com, and say, hey, it's Chris from California, and I won a 3697, and we're going to send it out to you ASAP. You'll get it very soon.
Okay.
And you can work on your project.
Thank you, Lady Gato.
All right. Well, thanks, Chris, for calling. Have a great night.
All right.
Bye.
That was nice. All right. All right,
That worked
Lady
great.
Ada.
Nice work, Chris.
Well, guess what? That's our show for tonight. Don't forget the code is Real Rosie. 10% off the Adafruit store all the way up to 11:59 p.m. These are just some of the folks that you're helping when you place an order. Help get the word out about AdaBox because we're still taking subscribers for a little bit longer.
Yes.
And please, oh please, share that video that we showed earlier about MakeCode in schools. Please do that.
Thank you.
Okay. Special thanks everyone in the Discord community. Just chatting along, all the folks watching, our entire staff, all the folks that are helping behind the scenes and more. And of course, the customers that keep this thing going. So we'll be here next week. We have some more surprises. Tune in to our Instagram stories and Discord and a bunch of other places. We are publishing more stuff than ever.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay.
All
Thanks,
right.
everybody.
Thanks, everybody. Here's a picture of us at the cat. And here is your moment of Zener. Bye, everybody.